Hi guys, Yiannis Christodoulou, 2019 European and National Triathlon Champion in my age group. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss the importance of selecting the right shoe for the right workout. Welcome back to the channel guys, or if you're new to the channel, welcome. Firstly, please like and subscribe the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. So on to this video, which is about the importance of selecting the right shoe for the right workout. Now, there's common mistakes that people make firstly. Firstly, I'm going to go through a few little options or mistakes and just to tell you how to rectify these. So firstly, buy new pairs of shoes. So people buy new pairs of shoes and they don't wear them in, they go out and they go for a run and they're likely to get injured. So that's the problem. Firstly, you need to wear your trainers in for any workout. So my advice is if you need to, if you're going to go out, just go out, walk around with them, don't run with them, walk around the house with them, wear them in for a couple of days, don't wear them like massively, and then do a small little run and then you'll be up ready to go with them for your runs. But don't just jump in and do like 10 miles or 15 miles, even like more than 30 minutes because you're going to get injured. The second one is, a very common mistake as well is what people do is they use the same trainer for the same workout, which again will get you injured and is also a no-go. So if you want to prevent injuries, what I'm going to discuss about these trainers now is very beneficial and is very important to you and how to stay injury free and improve as well. So it's important that you get the right shoe for yourself. So firstly, I'm going to talk about if you're doing strength training, cross training. It's a lot of people use their normal running shoes. Make sure you get something that is right. So something with a bit of stability and a bit of cushioning, just so you can protect your feet a bit when you're lifting like weights, because 9 out of 10 times you lift heavier weights. So I use a gel Cumulus and I also use a Nimbus for my strength work, and just because it's as I said, like it's more robust, it's got more it's got more cushioning around here, and it's just a stronger shoe, so you're not going to turn your ankle and stuff. So of course you can run with these, but I prefer to use these in the gym. So these are my go-to gym trainers. So next thing is a long run shoe. Now it's important that you pick the right shoe for the long run. Now these are Dynaflights 4. Now the reason I use these shoes, firstly I'm looking for comfort. So when you're doing long miles, and at the moment my long runs are like 8 to 10 miles. Firstly, I want something that's robust, that's not going to be like flat, it's not like a racing shoe, just purely for the comfort. You want to allow your legs your feet to be very comfortable. And that's it. Firstly, you're looking at a more, the arch is a bit more thicker, a bit more robust, and you're also looking at a bit more cushioning around here, so it's quite thick. Again, a bit more, you're going to be running for a long period of time, so you want something that's a good long distance shoe that is not going to harm your feet, because it's important to look after your feet. So I use a Dynaflights. I've been using the models for quite a while now for my long runs, and I've also raced half marathons with these. And yeah, I can do 10Ks with them, but I prefer not to use these for speed work. I like to use a racing flat shoe. But as I said, these are a more comfortable shoe, and they allow your feet to be comfortable when you're going for a long period of time during your runs. Now, when I talk about racing shoes and stuff, I'm just going to talk about what I would use in training. Now, what I use in speed training is a sort of racing shoe. Now this is very similar to Dynaflight, but a bit less weight, and It's not as there's not much cushioning around here or stability as like the previous one. These are all neutral shoes, by the way, for neutral runners. But you've got to make sure that you know the right what kind of shoe you are. So well, the type of runner. So if you're overpinate or you need stability, you need to make sure that you know the right one. So the way of doing this is that you have to go. Well, I wouldn't say you have to, but get someone to look at it. So either a coach or go into a shop and do a gait analysis. But remember, gait analysis in the shop, they're always there to look at, try and find something wrong. So it may not always be the best shoe, but 9 out of 10 times they find the best shoe for you. So just bear that in mind. So this is like a racing shoe for me, and I use this in a lot of my speed work. So these are the Road Hawks. And you can see that they've still got the same arch, a bit more robust, but they're a lot lighter, they've got a lot more, they're breathable, and again, it's not that thick, and the laces are slightly thin. So this is very light shoe, and this is a fast shoe, and I'll use this in my interval sessions and anything for also races, anything for 5Ks and up to 10Ks. I wouldn't go any more than 10K with this. So it's important that you get the right shoe, like a racing shoe. Now, also, the reason why I talk about a racing shoe and training as well is that, of course, it does very much matter what you, depending what kind of distance you're doing and stuff. So these are the Meta Racers, and I absolutely love these shoes, and I've been training these, and I would use these for my interval sessions. But I like to keep these for my runs and these. Well, my races. So these are really, I think, anything up to from 5K to a marathon shoe, and they're energy efficient. They're carbon, and they're extremely light. So they're lighter than the other shoes. So this would definitely be like a race shoe for me, and a training shoe. But I'd rather save these preferably for racing. So that's like. Yeah, so that's a racing shoe, and if you just compare it there, you can see that they're both racing shoes, but this is carbon, this is not carbon, and then you can see the arch bit slightly different. But yeah, I would rather train with these, and I would train with these leading up to a race, and then race with them. Now the last shoes I'm going to talk about is the Noosa Tris. Now I use these for triathlons. Now you get a bit of drift why I've got different pairs of trainers for different races, for example. So I've got these for the, as you can see, I always like to keep them fresh. So I put the stuff there. They've been used. You can see there's been the talcum powder from the triathlon. So why do I use these? Now you can see they're a racing shoe. They're very light. Now again, the material, they're breathable. Because my feet come out the water wet. Well, they'll be wet for aquathlons, and then obviously when I come into a triathlon, they're a bit drier off the bike. But they're easy to get on. So basically, they're quick to get on. Unlike when you wear like a normal pair of shoes, well, without the tri laces, you can see that they're slightly different, and they'll take forever to put them on. And you can get these in a few seconds, and then off you go. So I've got different pairs of trainers, and purely because they're designed for a triathlon as well. So not just for like running, but for triathlon. Again, I would train with these probably the week leading up to a race. I'll do a speed session with them, and then I'll race with them. I wouldn't do any long runs. So that's that. So that's a little bit of an insight of my trainers. But what you've got to bear in mind is you can't really have one pair of trainers. So that's the problem. A lot of people just get one pair of trainers and they use it for everything. Now, if you're going to buy something a bit more, if I go back, like say you're going to run this with your long run, you can see it's a bit more cushioning, a bit more stability. This is designed for to be more robust. So if you're going to buy something like that, again, you don't really want to be running like races or speed sessions with a heavier shoe. You want to be a lighter shoe, so it's important that you have the comfort of the racing, of the shoe when you're doing the long runs, and to look after your feet. And then with racing flats, you want to make sure that they're you want to be doing speed work with them, and because they're thin, you want to get used to them being light, and there's different sort of like the way that when you run, you've got more the bounce, you're a bit more lighter, so you want to get used to that. So that's just an insight of some trainers. So it's important. So my tips are basically Don't ever just get a new pair of trainers and go running for them. Don't just make sure you wear them in. So that's important. Wear them in, and make sure you have different pairs of trainers for different things. Because you wouldn't have, like, for example, you wouldn't have like a bike shoe on the bike. You wouldn't have a bike. You wouldn't wear a running trainer, would you? So it's important that you use them for the different structure, like the different training that you do. Now the other thing is, if you're on a track, you would wear spikes, of course. And if you're doing cross country running, depending on the terrain, if it's all on grass. And some of it's not on. It's not on road or trails. You would wear cross-country spikes. Now, cross-country spikes are different to sprinting on the track spikes, because they're shaped differently in the way that you land your feet on the grass, for example, and they sometimes have a little bit more cushioning. Now also then you have trail trainers for trail running, so you can see why you wouldn't wear, so for example, I wouldn't run trails with these, there wouldn't be any grip, and the chances are you're gonna roll your ankle, get injured. So it's important that you invest in the right shoe, and I mean, I've got loads of pairs of shoes. I've got cross-country shoes, I can get them all out but there's no point. I've got trail shoes, so it's important that you get the right shoe for you. And why I'm discussing this, it is important that you get the insight of knowing why you need to do this, and it's because obviously you need to look after your feet. So this is just a little insight of what kind of trainers you should have for what kind of workouts, and I hope this was useful. Please leave a comment, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Please let me know what trainers you use for what, and yeah, if you've run marathons, what has been comfortable for you for marathons. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep tuned.
And the champions of this age group category, Henrietta Parasavic and Yiannis Christodoulou. Christodoulou.